Welcome to Apricot Cottage Studio. I'm Roxanne. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the lovely town of Oliver in BC. And we're going to work on some birthday cards today with the adorable Hippo Happiness stamp set from Stampin' Up! And this is a very cute little set. It's got some really cute sayings, a little sheep, a little hippo, and a horse or a unicorn, and a cute little butterfly, and lots of little accessories. So first of all, I'm going to show you some of the cards that I've been making. So I have a little granddaughter who's going to be 1 soon. So I started off making this card, and this is a slider card. So this has a little interactive element. And the way I made this is I used a retired set that is called a Shooting Star, and the Shooting Star set had some dies that came with it, and they had a curved one and a circle one. But I wanted to find out if I could make a slider card which did not use that die, in case you didn't have it. So then I created this card, and again, this is an interactive card, but I cut the slider myself, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. And we're going to make a birthday card. So first of all, I'm going to show you the stamp set, because this is a 2-step stamp set. Well, really 3 if you include the faces. And the images are really cute. We're going to stamp the little horse. So there is a stamp that creates the background, and then this is the one that creates the background. So you'll stamp this in your lightest color. So I'm going to stamp it in Balmy Blue. And that creates the horse, or you can make it a unicorn if you like. If you purchase the dies, you can cut out the little horn separately. So there's my first layer. Then I'm going to use Pacific Point, which is a nice bright blue, to do the additional horse, to give it some dimension. So you match this up where the little legs are. There we go. And now I'm going to stamp the horn. So I want to make this a little unicorn. Be fun to do this in rainbow. So there's my little horse. Very easy to line up. And then I'm going to put a little face on my unicorn. So I'm going to use my memento, because I'm stamping over ink. And the face is kind of an interesting shape, because the horse is going sideways. It's got 2 little nostrils that you can line up. And there we go. And its little eyes are closed. So you line up the nostrils, and it puts a little smile on the unicorn's face. One of the sayings is, when in doubt, be a unicorn. So that's what it looks like. It's very cute. So the other thing you can use to make a slit is, if you have the old retired window punch, that would make a good slit for a card. And what you do is you find a penny. That's another retired item. And use double-sided tape. And you need to use it doubled to give enough height so that whatever you're putting on the penny will stand up and smoothly work. So you just put that in the little slit, and then you can attach, I'm going to attach a hippo to cover up the penny, and then the hippo will slide back and forth. So if you don't have that window punch, the other thing you can do is take a ruler and a pencil and line it up on so it's straight. And you can pretty well put your slot wherever you want. On this card, I angled it so that the force of gravity would bring the animal down, but you can do it any way you like. Then you just take your scissors or an X-Acto knife and scratch along the top until you can break through and cut out the shape. So I've got one already cut, like that. And of course I've inked it with my brushes. I've used the green for the grass and a blue brush for the top, and I've shown that in my videos before. I've stamped a couple of little stars, and I've stamped one of the sayings called hip hip hooray. And on the back, I've checked to make sure that my penny will move up and down. And I've got my double-sided tape folded over so that it makes two layers. And I'm going to add that here. And you can see that I've added the double layer tape all over the whole back of the card. And that's to give it enough dimension. So I'm going to flip that over and line it up so that I've got an even border. Because once you stick it down with that tape, you have to be pretty certain that's where you want it. So now I'll check my little horse, and he slides back and forth. And I'm going to add a little sheep. Up here. And a hippo. I've got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back, so I can just stick them down. And a little butterfly. There we go, making sure that the butterfly is not going to interfere with my movement of my horse. And I can add some balloons and decorate. Now when I go to make a card like this, I stamp a whole pile, and I sit and stamp. One of the things, if you're going to cut out a whole pile, is to make sure that you don't put them all in a row like this, because the dies are tiny, and you want to make your die cutting more efficient. So it would be best if you had a butterfly and a balloon on one piece to cut them out, and they fit beautifully in my small Stampin' Up! Cutting machine, so I was able to cut them all out sitting at my desk. Very convenient. Now this stamp set also comes, besides the little dies to cut out all the shapes, it also comes with these beautiful backgrounds that are layered. And this is one of the reasons I purchased this, not only for the cute little characters, but because of the layered dies, which will make great labels and things like that. So there's one that's stitched, there's an octagon one that's stitched, and then one that has a little layer. So when I was cutting out all my shapes, I also made some dies and used those to make some little tags. And I used one of my favorite ones from another animal set, which cuts out dies, and then I cut out a bunch of backgrounds. And so it's much more efficient to do all my die cutting and all my coloring all at once, and then cut it all out and then assemble the cards. So these are the two cards. This one will be decorated. I've added some little glitter with some retired Stampin' Up! Dazzling Details glitter, and made the little bit sparkly. And inside the card I wrote, "Hippo birthday to you," just to decorate the little inside of the card. So some cute little birthday cards today with the Hippo Happiness. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be making a grandparent card next.